Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out the Star Wars game that was never made Part 2. If you haven't seen Part 1, please check it out. There will be links in the info box below. I want to thank people that have been sharing their ideas and trying to get involved. I also want to thank the people that have been involved managing the account on YouTube with me and just making this whole idea come to life. In recent videos, I shared my ideas of what I thought would make a great Star Wars game, and I asked you to share yours. We are still in the beginning stages, but I wanted to make a follow-up video of some ideas that were recently shared. So I'm going to jump right in and start responding to some of the comments you've left me in the last video. In tone, Jirasek says, Disney should give it to Bethesda Softworks, the creators of Fallout and Elder Scrolls, and see what they can do about it. I personally would love the torch to be handed down to Bethesda, or even just a few members from Bethesda to be added to the team. The work they did with Elder Scrolls was almost revolutionary. For the previous gaming consoles, and set a new bar for what video games could really be. Though there were a few kinks in Skyrim, like giant trolls and mammoths flying in the sky, overall it was an amazing game that I spent many hours playing. I think the most seductive part of the game was the choices and the options that you had. And the simplicity of the leveling system. The idea that the more you use something, the better you got with it. You didn't have to devise a strategy to which experience points you needed to be placed, where the simplicity of the more you used the sword, the better you became with it. To me, was sheer genius, and it's the ideas like that could really benefit a Star Wars game. Other than the leveling system, the choices you had to choose also made this game a lot of fun. Picking which side of the war you were on, what fractions you wanted to join, and the dense character creation you got to choose from was just amazing. Now, am I saying they should make a Star Wars version of Skyrim? No, not at all. What I am saying is, there are a lot of cool and even revolutionary ideas that could be used from this game. So moving on to the next comment, Joshua Wojciechowski, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, says, I would love to see an action RPG with a realistic fighting combat where you can learn all forms of lightsaber combat, and also the possibility of losing limbs in combat and needing to replace them with robot prosthetics. This was actually an idea that crossed my mind when I was thinking about the game and what it would be like. And I think this is an awesome idea. Being able to learn different lightsaber forms would be a great way to further customize your character and make combat more exciting. Also, going into war and you have that risk of losing your limbs. You have to make that decision, to be extra cautious. Do you want to trade in your limbs for a prosthetic? That's the risk, and I think that's an awesome thing. It would make the game so dynamic in your choices. He goes on further saying, also the ability to custom make your own lightsabers like Jedi Knight Academy. As far as the story, I would prefer a reboot of KOTOR. I 100% agree. Jedi Knight Academy, for me, was a really fun game, and it's a good game to reference from. Out of all the Star Wars games I have ever played, I think I spent the most time on that one. Not because of the storyline, but because of the freedom they gave you to play online. There was no sign-up fee, and you could just hop online with your friends. As far as rebooting KOTOR, I think that would be a great idea. It's a really cool era. But with the new movie set to release, it's very unlikely that any new video games are going to go back to that era. They will most likely move forward and be in the new era that they are creating, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. If you think about it, fans will get the best of both worlds. I think a new Star Wars game, especially if it was role-playing, would have to incorporate choice interactions and choice dialogue. I guess the biggest question we want to ask ourselves is, do we want our main character to have a voice? Or would we want something more like Skyrim, where you have complete control of the character but they have no voice. I really think the best way to please both sides of the spectrum is to give the player the option of both. Now the player has the option to be the main character with a voice or to forge their own path with a customized character. I love games like God of War where you have these huge action sequences with epic dialogue and amazing storytelling. But I also love games like Skyrim where you can really forge your own character path. But is it possible to have both? So I'm going to close out leaving that question with you. I know I haven't scratched the surface, but I hope this will spark your imagination and encourage you to share your ideas. If you have any thoughts or comments, please post them in the comment section below. And please share your ideas of what you think the ultimate Star Wars game would be. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.